I always thought they had a big old set of wings and flowing robes that would never cling, and played on harps that had at least a dozen strings and hung around in groups to sing. But you look like these angels do. Music has always just been a huge part of my life. When I was a little boy, I had an experience on Broadway. My dad took me to Broadway and I saw Mary Martin in Peter Pan. And the idea that if you thought lovely thoughts, you could fly, fit perfectly with my philosophy at the age of 7. And then of course, Elvis came along on that black and white TV set and said, "Come on boy, get in line. You can do this too." Oh, thank you very much. I love performing. Performing is something that makes my blood run fast and my heart beat hard, and I just love the art of performing, and music is the stuff of my performance.
It's always new, it's always different. He makes the music, we make the songs, and I make the rest of it happen so that he can go out in the world and share it with people.
And I walked into this tiny little music store, and there it was, right up on the wall. But I couldn't believe it.
I don't know who he would be without his dulcimer.
I think what makes the dulcimer special for me is that I knew nothing about it when I found it. And it's like no other instrument I've ever played. It's the simplest instrument I've ever played, and it's the most expressive instrument I've ever played. We fly over the windowsill and over this town to a lovely meadow where we gently settle down. I am the curator of the Protection Island Museum. And this is where we keep all the stories of all the people that have been on our island. All my touring life, I've always looked out for the museums in little towns. They all have them, and they all tell you something about the little towns you're in. So when you're performing that evening, you can say, "Hey, you know what? This song, I'll bet you so-and-so would have liked this song back in the day when he was doing that." And they all, "Oh yeah, him." So it connects you to the community to know what the history is. And angels look just like you. Angels do, well, of course it began when my granddaughter Miel was born, my second grandchild, and she was born with Down syndrome. And as anyone who has had that experience will tell you, it's a life changer. Suddenly, all the rules that you've been living by are going to be adjusted around this person that has been put in front of you and said, "Here, I'm with you now, forever." I always thought that they could fly without a care and hang around on clouds that floated in the air. Valley and I have been on this journey together for 30 plus years, and it's been tours around the world, it's been videos, it's been projects, it's been plays, it's been books, it's 19 albums.
You know, as we approach turning 70, we ask ourselves, is it time to put ourselves out to pasture? And then Nico Rhodes walks into our living room and our next adventure begins.
I came to his school when he was in grade 4, and he was the kid. He's in a showbiz family. So he was brought up on the stuff already, but when he connected with me, it was at his age, at his young age, it was the soundtrack for his life.
The age of computer and the atom bomb. Rick Scott still sings that sweet love song. Sit down. This is folk music.
He says he used to drive around Nanaimo with my cassettes in his car, cranked, just singing at the top of his lungs.
Sit right down. This is folk music. If I had a hammer, I would hammer in the morning. If I had a hammer, I would hammer in the morning. If I had a hammer, I would hammer in the morning. Hammer to the rhythm of that old bebop.
The best review we've had recently after a concert was, "My 11-year-old loved your show, and my 91-year-old mother has not stopped talking about it," which now we're playing to 4 generations. And that people have our music in their homes and their families, and that our own community is recognizing that we have always striven for excellence, and this award acknowledges that.
This one came from my community. And that means a lot. That means that I have a place in my community that is honored. And I honor my community. I think I live in one of the finest little communities you could ever ask for. And that they decided to give me this honor, that's the best one yet. If you walk around my property, you'll see various awards I've won planted in different places, because I don't know what to do with these things. But this one I'm gonna hold in my heart forever.
To and fro, of course you know. It's all about the wings.